guys, welcome. We'll get started in just a moment. I'm just at a funny angle. Straighten myself up. So we'll just get started in a moment. Grab what you need. If you need any yoga blocks, if you haven't got them, maybe hardback books, cushions, a jumper, a blanket. Just grab what you need and then we'll get started in a minute. So welcome to those of you that are joining me. If this is your first time, I'm Claire. We'll be going through a slow flow today, so connecting some of our postures together, flowing one into the other, working with our breath as always, so using our breath to move in and out of the poses. And yeah, we'll get started. So remembering, if you've got any injuries, just to be careful. Listen to what feels good in your body. Modify as you need. In this sort of strange world that we're in at the moment, it really is down to each of us just to take responsibility for ourselves and our practice and keep ourselves healthy. Guys, if you're watching this back, enjoy. Okay, so let's get started. Start on your mat. So finding your mat, coming into a nice comfortable position. We'll actually start lying down today. I'm gonna sit up, but if you want to lie down, stretch yourself out the length of your mat. Take your legs nice and wide, let the feet flop open. Relax your arms down the side of your body and let your eyes start to close. So welcome if you're just joining us. Coming into Savasana, lying down on the floor, eyes are closed. Trying to find some stillness in the body. So taking a few moments, maybe scratching any itches that are popping up, moving any hair out of the way. And seeing if you can find complete stillness in your body. Sighing out through the mouth. Letting all the stale air go. And letting your body feel soft. Noticing how you feel today. Are you tired? Are you irritable? Are you stressed? Have you got loads of energy? Are you in a great mood today? Just observing physical, emotional sensations in the body. Really taking this opportunity to check in with yourself. It might be the first time that you've done that today. Asking yourself how you feel. Now I want you to think about what it is that you need. What has brought you to the mat today? What do you want to get out of your practice? What's your purpose? What's your intention for being here? Might be to feel relaxed, might be out of habit, might be just to simply get the body moving. Maybe there's a deeper, more spiritual reason that's brought you to your mat. Maybe you're looking for something, looking for more calmness. Perhaps want to practice some gratitude. Whatever has brought us to our mats individually today, just thinking on that for a few moments, that purpose, that thing that you're looking for. Begin to imagine that it's already happened. Think about what that feels like. Just gradually letting all those thoughts, all those feelings slowly move away. So for those of you that were here last week, We started June month off with pranayama, and that just means breath, life force. It's what we really work with in our yoga practice to not only help calm the mind, but also to fuel and energize our practice, our body. So before we get moving today, just going to work with the breath a little bit, and you can do this lying just where you are on the floor, eyes are closed, body relaxed. And just starting to bring your attention to your natural breath, noticing it move in and out of the body, the belly rise and fall. Noticing where you can feel it. Breathing in, breathing out. Bring a little bit more control to our breath now. So trying to lengthen the inhale for a beat of 4 and then exhale for a beat of 7. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And just continue that breathing pattern, counting to yourself. Inhaling for 4 and a longer, slower exhale for 7. Just do a few rounds of this. As you exhale, feel a sense of softening, relaxing further, deeper, deeper down into the floor, into the mat. A mat where you're fully supported. Inhale, exhale. This is a really nice way to relax the body, and a technique that you can call upon at any time throughout your day. Simply dropping your eyes, closing your gaze, just working with the breath, controlling it slowly, using it as a distraction from whatever is going on in your busy mind. On one more round now, inhaling for 4, exhaling for 7. And take an inhale and sigh it out through the mouth now, clearing all the energy and finding a more steady, equal, if even rhythmic breath. Inhales now matching exhales, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. Bringing some awareness into your body, you just gently wiggle the fingers, the toes. Eyes can stay closed as you hug the knees in towards the chest, and gently just rock from side to side, massaging into the lower back. Arms come out to the side, palms face down, drop the knees down to the right. Gaze up to the ceiling or up and over your left shoulder. So don't worry if the knees don't come down to the floor, don't force them. Both shoulders stay down. Getting a twist in the mid-spine, just starting to let the body know that we're about to move. Knees through centre, gaze through centre. Dropping the knees down to the left, gazing up to the ceiling or up and over the right shoulder. Feeling this down the right hand side of the body. Calm breath in, calm breath out. Knees come through centre, gaze through centre. Wrap your arms around your legs, bring the forehead up to meet the knees, rounding through the spine. And release. Release the head back down, take hold of the thighs from behind. Options, you can rock and roll 3 times, massaging the full length of the spine, or roll over to the side and just push yourself up to seated. However you get here, we're going to meet hovering on our sit bones, toes an inch off the mat. Relax your shoulders. Bring the toes up in line with the knees. Knees squeeze together, thighs squeeze together, shoulders are relaxed, belly's in. Release your arms now. You're a boat with oars. Chest is lifted. Holding it here, breathing calmly for 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Feet come down. Wrap your arms around your legs. Tuck chin to chest. Forehead can come down to the knees if that's there for you. If not, not just lower the gaze, breathe, relaxing through the belly. So as we move in and out of our poses, we want to keep our muscles engaged, and that basically just means we want to squeeze, we want to tense them, make them active. I mean, these moments of stillness in between, just softening everything, releasing. So no squeezing of the belly, feel the breath move into the back of the body. Lifting the gaze, crossing over our ankles, coming into an all fours position. Shoulders stacked over wrists, hips over knees, tops of the feet flat to the floor, bellies in, gazing down towards the top of the mat. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tail, look up. Exhaling, push the mat away, chin to chest, navel to spine, round through the back. Keep moving with your breath, dropping the belly, lifting the chest, looking up. Then rounding through the spine, rounding like an angry cat. Keep moving now, moving with your own breath. It feels nice to stay and linger in one little place, then hey, give yourself permission to do so. Do what feels good. After your next round, coming back through a neutral spine, palms pushed down, gazing towards the top of the mat. Make sure you're not dipping into your lower back. Really suck the belly into your back is nice and flat. Stepping the right foot back behind you now, curl your toe, push out through your heel. Get a stretch down the back of the leg into the calf, and then float the right heel up in line with the right hip. Left arm reaches forward, palm faces out to the side. Watch you don't start to dip in your lower back, or that your left hip isn't popping out to the side, so everything's hugging into the centre line. You can stay here working on core strength, your balance, or start to draw knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Rounding through the back. Ooh, wobbling all over the place today, that's okay. Arm stretches forward, leg stretches back. And again. So just doing it 3 times with your breath. And then we'll all meet back here, arm stretches out, leg stretches out. Bringing the left hand down to the floor. Drop your right foot down, roll onto the inside of your right foot. Sweeping your right arm up towards 12 o'clock. So arm lifts, side plank. Bottom leg comes back behind you. So just a little bit of a kickstand, and start to bring the right arm alongside your ear. So really now lengthening down the side of the body. This should feel really nice, guys. Stretch the fingertips away, push down through the right foot. Options to stay there or to float the right heel up in line with the right hip. You're going to need to draw the belly in here to help with your balance. So suck the belly in, find stability from your core, from your centre. Staying here or bending the right knee. Right hand can come back behind you. Maybe it takes hold of the foot. And if you have the foot, start to kick. Rolling right shoulder back, lifting the chest, maybe lifting the gaze, arching through the lower back. Keep kicking, breathing, and change. Lovely, making your way back through the pose, coming out the way that we came in. Squaring yourself off, all fours. Stepping the left leg back behind you now, curling the toe, push out through the heel. So just doing that little sequence on this side. When you're ready, left heel floats up in line with the left hip, drawing the belly in. Going slowly, just finding stability here to begin with. Right arm lifts, right arm by your ear. Options to stay where you are, or to draw knee to elbow, elbow to knee. Bringing it in for 1. Exhaling it away. And again, 2 more times. Inhale for 2. Exhale. 1 more time, guys. Bringing it in, really rounding through the back. Pushing down with a hand and knee that's on the floor. Then your arm stretches away, leg stretches away. Right hand comes down, drop the left toes down, rolling onto the inside of the left foot now. Left arm stretches up towards 12 o'clock. Bottom leg comes back behind you, so you've got a little bit of a kickstand. And bring the left arm now over by your ear, really stretching, lengthening down the side of your body. Floating the left heel up in line with the left hip. Options to stay or start to bend the knee, send the arm back behind you, and kick. Open up through your chest, left shoulder rolls away, Maybe gazing up and over your left shoulder. It's always more challenging to balance when you lift the gaze, but give it a go. Smile and release. Releasing out the way we came in. Left knee comes down, left hand comes down, finding your all fours position. Just take your knees wide here, as wide as the mat. Pushing the hips back towards your heels, arms stretch forward, forehead comes down. Having a little child's pose here. Just relaxing through the belly, softening through the shoulders. Breathing in, breathing out. Next inhale, breath draws you up, all fours. Plant your hands down firmly, curl your toes, lift your hips up high, downward facing dog. Walk it out, sway through the feet, pedal it out. So just having a nice stretch here into the legs, all the way from the toes up to your hips as you move, swaying one way then the other. And eventually coming to hold it still, feet are hip distance apart. It's not actually as wide as we think, guys, so just make sure your feet aren't too wide here. Softening the heels down to the floor and bending the knees if need be, so your spine here needs to stay flat. Neck to tailbone, nice and long. Breathing in, breathing out. Tucking chin to chest. Start to round the body forward. Ripple forward like a wave. Hands push down into the mat. You're on the tips of your toes now. Toes are curled, pushing out through your heels. Coming into plank pose. Bending your knees, so knees hover an inch off the mat. Push belly back to thighs. Lift your hips up high. Downward facing dog. 2 more times. Tuck chin to chest. Ripple and round the body forward. Moving fluidly with your breath, bending the knees, belly back to thighs, hips up high, downward facing dog. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Bend the knees, belly back to thighs, hips up high, downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. Gazing now towards the hand. Walk your feet up to meet your hands, coming all the way to the top of the mat. Feet are hip distance apart, belly is on your thighs, nice big bend in your knees. Taking hold of opposite elbows to frame the face, and you can shake the head, sway the upper body. Getting a little bit of movement here. Releasing the hands down to the floor, tuck chin to chest, slowly start to uncurl. Ragdolling, rounding, rolling all the way up to standing, chin lifts last, arms sweep up overhead. Palms touch, exhale, hands through center. Thumbs rest in the middle of your chest, bring your big toes to touch. Relax the shoulders, release your hands now, mountain pose. Inhale, exhale. Sinking your hips down low, fingertips sweep the mat. Arms up overhead, chair pose. Relax the shoulders, squeeze your knees together, sink down just a little bit lower, body weight's in your heels. Keep your belly in, lengthen through the tailbone, gaze is forward. And bring your hands into prayer now, pushing palm on palm. Push down with your right leg and start to lift your left leg. So you're coming into a little flamingo pose, pointing your toes. Really squeezing the knees together, squeeze the thighs together. This is a tough one, guys. Slowly now, starting to stretch and lengthen the left leg back behind you. Slowly, with control, stepping into a high lunge. Arms sweep up overhead. Right knees bent. Left leg's back behind you. Curl your toes. You're high on the ball of your toes. That leg is strong, it's active. Hands can stay up overhead, or maybe they come into prayer above your head if you've got space in the shoulders. If not, palms apart is perfectly fine. Breathe in, breathe out. Back foot drops down 45 degrees, arms open out. Holding it here, warrior 2. Straighten off through your front leg. Reach the body forward, push the hips back behind you. And when you can't reach any more, reach a little bit further. Bringing your right arm down, left arm up. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Gazing up towards the left hand or down towards your right toes. Keep the belly in and feel this lengthening of the side body again. All the way from the heel down up to your armpit and then up towards the fingers. Breathing in, breathing out. Backhand lifts you. Turning your toes round to face the long side of your mat. So any issues with your back here, then keep your feet parallel to the edge of the mat. Otherwise you can turn the toes in slightly, pigeon toe your feet. Bringing the hands onto your hips, belly's in. Hinging forward slowly with a flat back. When you get down halfway, release the hands to the floor. Bending the knees if you need to here, otherwise palms are coming down, head's coming down, crown of the head towards the floor. Every inhale you take here, coming up onto your fingertips, lengthening, breathing, focusing forward. Exhale, folding a little bit deeper. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold. Heels draw in towards each other. One more breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Really nice, guys. Walking the hands round now towards the top of the mat. Bending through your front knee. So your front knee's bent, your right knee's bent. Hands are framing your foot. Step the right foot back behind you, coming into a plank pose. Lower down to your knees. Rock the body weight forward. Squeeze the elbows in. Lower all the way down to the floor. Push down through the tops of the feet, your hips, drawing the chest, the shoulders back away from the floor as the chest lifts. So staying with the chest quite low to the floor, so no weight in the hands, it's baby cobra, or hands can come down. You start to straighten off through the arms, getting a deeper back bend, but be careful here, guys. You don't need to go up too high, no crunching into the back. Breathe through it, breathe into it. Exhale. Chest comes down, hands plant down, push back through your knees, curling the toes, lifting your hips, downward facing dog. Breathing in, breathing out. One more breath. Gazing towards the top of the mat. You can put a nice big bend in your knees and bunny hop to the top or just step forward. Hands slide towards your shins, toes are together, look forward, flat back. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, chin to chest. Maybe just letting the arms fall either side of the feet or taking hold of opposite elbows behind your knees. Hips lift high. Release the hands now, touch into chest. Slowly start to ragdoll, rounding, rolling, all the way up, chin lifts last, arms sweep up overhead, palms touch, exhale, hands through center, hands in prayer. Releasing your hands, finding mountain pose, Tadasana, relax the shoulders, gazes forward. Sinking your hips down low, fingertips sweep the mat. Arms up overhead, chair pose. Relax the shoulders, body weight's in the heels. Belly's in. Okay guys, let's go. Hands come into prayer. Pushing down through the left foot now. Start to float your right leg up. Really squeeze the thighs together here. So root down through the four corners of the left foot. Sink down a little bit lower. I'm cheating. Go a little bit lower. You can go lower than me, I know you can. And slowly start to step your right leg back behind you. Slowly float it, and with control, the toes find the mat. Arms sweep up overhead. Coming into our high lunge, so taking a few breaths here. And the reason we're holding this pose for a few breaths is because it gives us a chance to find our alignment and to activate, engage through our muscles. Back leg is strong, hips are pushing forward. Knowing that there's an option for you to bring your hands into prayer, lock your thumbs if that's there for you, if you have the space in the shoulders. If not, then no worries, just stay where you are, breathe. Dropping the back foot down 45 degrees, arms open out wide, warrior two. Straighten off through your front leg. Inhale now, leaning, reaching forward, sliding forward. Bringing your left hand down, right hand up. Opening up through the chest, so really trying to roll the right shoulder around on top of left, the right rib cage. Pushing down through the back foot, breathing. Back hand lifts you. Turning your toes around to face the side of your mat. Remembering your options here. Feet stay parallel if you have any issues with the lower back. Or you can turn them in slightly, pigeon toe your feet. Either way, heels are drawing in together. So option, you can do what we did the first time, hands come onto your hips, or we'll work into the shoulders a little bit more. Interlacing the fingers behind you, make a fist with a palm. Push the fist away from your body as you start to open the chest. And on the exhale breath, lowering down. So forward folding, legs stay straight this time. Arms coming up and over. Really squeeze the fist together though, closing the gap in between the hands. If you've been working at a laptop today, or if you're hunched over a computer, then boy, this should feel good. Stretching into your shoulders. If it's tight, don't force it. Use your breath. Breathe into the tight areas. Inhale, exhale. One more breath. Inhale, exhale. Heavy breath lifts you. Exhale, breathing out. Opening up through your arms. Just circle your arms one way then the other. And turning your left toes round, back toes in at 45. Bringing the hands down to frame your left foot. Step the left leg back behind you, coming into plank pose. Drop down to the knees, rock the body weight forward. So moving through this little sequence, this little vinyasa flow. Finding baby cobra or cobra. So just like we did a moment ago. Pushing back through the knees, curl your toes, hips up high. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Next inhale, breath, lift the right leg up, point your toes. Rock the body weight forward, plant the right knee on the outside of the right wrist. Coming into pigeon. Slide the left leg back behind you, uncurl the toes. Hips sink down. Open up through your chest, breathe in. And then you can stay there if that feels okay, or come down onto your forearms. Maybe stack one fist on top of the other, making a little pillow, with your fists. Or the forehead comes all the way down to the floor and arms stretch forward. So we're just going to stay here for a minute or two. Let your eyes close. Come back to your breath. Notice if you've lost that steady rhythmic inhale and exhale. It's okay if you have, don't beat yourself up. It's really hard to keep with the breath in practice. There's so much going on. But that's the beauty of it. It's a moving meditation. So whilst we're thinking about the shapes we're making with our body, whilst we're trying to remember to breathe in, to breathe out, to engage, there's so much going on. You'll notice that the thoughts that you have, the worries, the stresses, the busy mind just starts to fade away into the background. And that's the space that we're creating in the mind. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere. In this pose, really, it's not about squeezing or engaging. You want to let everything go. Feeling a deep, deep stretch into the right hip, the groin, maybe into the groin, the outer thigh, the glute. Slowly making your way back up onto your hands. Open up through the chest. Roll onto your right bottom, sweep your left leg around. So your right foot now is resting into your left thigh. Flex through your left toes, square your body over your leg. Bring your arms up overhead, sit up tall, find some length. And then as you exhale, start to hinge forward. So hinge forward and just let your arms fall where they fall. Working with the breath now. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. And as every exhale breath you take, see if you can creep the hands a little bit further. Even if it's just in your mind's eye, find some length. Exhale, fold. That ebb, that flow, the dance between breath and movement. If you have space in your hamstrings, lucky you, you might be able to grab hold of the toes. Elbows drawing down past the calf. Still see if you can find some length in the spine at first, so gazing forward towards the toes, and then maybe forehead comes down to meet the knee. Inhale, lifting the arms back up overhead. Bringing your hands down, so right hand coming off the mat behind you, fingertips facing away from the body, pointing through your left toes. Push down now through your right shin, lift your hips up high. Left arm reaches back behind you. Coming into our half wild thing. Chest is lifted, hips are lifted. Nice little back bend here, guys. Slowly lowering yourself all the way down to the floor. Stepping your right foot in and over. So step it over your left leg. Hugging the left arm around the right knee. Right hand back behind you. Sit up tall and twist. Twisting round to the side. Move the spine, the shoulders first, and then when you can't twist anymore, looking up and over the right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Coming back through centre, having a little counter twist out to the other way. Uncrossing your legs. Coming into your all fours position. Curl your toes, lift your hips up high. Find downward facing dog. Might feel nice to pedal out the feet here. Just move into one leg then the other. Noticing any subtle changes. Maybe one side feels a bit more spacious, a bit freer to the other. Maybe it doesn't. There's no right or wrong here, guys. Inhale, exhale. Next inhale, lift the left leg up, point your toes. Rock the body weight forward, planting the left knee on the outside of the left wrist. Shin comes diagonally across the mat as the right leg slides away. Open up through the chest to begin with, maybe coming up onto your fingertips as you breathe, king pigeon here. And then taking it to wherever feels good for you, knowing you can stay up on your hands or come down onto the forearms. Perhaps the forehead's making its way down to the floor. Breathing in, breathing out, let your eyes close. Noticing where you feel tight or tense, perhaps this side feels very different to the other. Making sure you never feel any pain in the knees when we're doing this pose. If you ever want to get in touch with me about modifications or something I'm saying and you're not feeling it where you think you should be feeling it, then just get in touch. There's no real kind of should in yoga, but I can help you get the most out of your postures. So please do get in touch and speak to me. Knowing that if thoughts are creeping into your mind now, that's okay, it's perfectly normal. Any mindful practice is not about clearing thoughts from the mind, but rather observing them, watching them, noticing what's coming up. Breathing in, breathing out, just a few more breaths. You're doing so well. Coming up onto your hands, opening up through your chest, taking a breath, and rolling over onto your left bottom now, swinging your right leg forward, flex through the toes. Left foot is into the right thigh, squaring yourself off over your leg. Inhale, reach up tall. Exhale, folding forward. Lengthening and folding, moving with the breath. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. It's not the aim to get the hands around the foot, but if that's there for you, go for it. Make sure you include your thumb in the grip so you've got a nice tight yogi grip. Elbows maybe drawing down past the calf. Making sure you've really got a nice long spine here before you think about bringing the forehead down to meet the knee. Slowly releasing, arms reaching back up overhead. Bringing your left knee in, stepping the foot in, just squaring off through the hips, and then the left foot steps over the right thigh. Hugging your leg in, so right arm wraps around the leg, left hand back behind you, toes, flexing your toes, sitting up nice and tall, and twisting out to the side. When you can't twist anymore, then turning the gaze, then looking over your shoulder. As you're here in your twist, feeling the belly rise and fall against your thigh. Just breathing. Moving back through centre, make a little twist out to the other side, little counter twist. Swinging your knees out, coming into your all fours, however you're getting here, curling the toes, lifting your hips up high, downward facing dog. Our last time here, guys, walk it out. Maybe shaking the head, yes, no. Perhaps doing a few nice big exhale breaths. Breathing out through the mouth. And holding it still. Slowly now dropping down to the knees. Crossing your ankles, rolling over. Coming onto your sit bones. Second set of boat pose. So just like we did at the start of class. Toes float up in line with knees. Arms reach out in front of you. Belly's in. If you can't feel this in your belly, so sometimes when I'm in boat pose, I feel it pinching in my hip flexors. I have to lower down a little bit, oh there we go, to find it in my core. So maybe that's the same for you guys, give it a go. Arms reach forward, relax your shoulders, breathe for 3, 2, 1. Feet come down, arms around your legs, chin to chest. Relax the belly, breathe into the back of the body. Making sure you have enough space to lie back behind you now. Having a soft bend in the knees, arms cross over your body, touch into chest and slowly start to lower yourself all the way down to the floor. Releasing your feet, release your hands down the side of your body. Let your eyes close, we've just got a couple of things to do here before we finish. Drawing the knees in towards the chest. Hugging the knees in, perhaps rocking side to side. And kick the feet up towards the ceiling, separating the legs so your knees are coming in towards your armpits. You can hook your 2-piece fingers around your big toe, drawing the knees down further, or take hold of the outside edge of the feet, perhaps the thighs. Make sure your bottom though, your tailbone is pushing down into the mat. Happy baby pose. Relax your shoulders, eyes can close here. Rock from side to side, maybe start to straighten through one leg then the other. Have a little play. Just see what intuitively feels good for you. And then when you're ready, bringing the feet down to the floor. So soles of the feet come to the floor, just letting the knees fall away here. So just getting another stretch down the inner thigh. Soles of the feet are together, knees fall away. If you're really tight in the hips, guys, if this is too much, just skip this pose. We won't be here for long, just a few breaths. Letting the knees fall away, arms are relaxed. Bound angle pose, Baddha Konasana. Let your face feel soft. Just breathe in, breathe out. Taking the hands to the outside of the thighs, helping the knees in together. And just gently windshield wiper your legs from side to side. Small movements, massaging into your back, just releasing off any tension in the hips. And then when you're ready, slowly, slowly start to slide the feet away. I'm going to sit up for this last little bit of class, but you stay just where you are. Lying down on the floor, legs stretched out, the length, the width of the mat. Arms relaxed. Eyes are closed. Let your breath now start to return back to its natural rhythm. Softening through your face, releasing the furrowing of the brow or clenching of the teeth. Imagine someone is pushing your shoulders down away from your ears as they relax into the floor beneath you. Arms, hands, fingers, relax. And even though your breath is no longer controlled, notice the chest, the belly rise and fall. Relaxing your glutes, thighs, calves. Muscles now melting down away from the bone. And every exhale breath you take, just feeling a little bit more relaxed. A little less tension in the body. A little less sense of something to do. Let your ankles and feet and toes soften, relax. If any thoughts start to creep into your mind, just simply acknowledge them, imagine them floating by like clouds in the breeze. You can also stay following the breath, the path of the breath in the nose, through the chest and the belly, and out of the belly, through the chest, through the nose. We'll just be here for a few minutes, few moments, enjoying this well-earned, deep relaxation at the end of class. I'll let you know when it's time to move. Slowly bringing a little bit of awareness into the body, just gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. Knowing that if you'd like to stay for a few moments longer, you're very welcome. And rolling over to one side and pushing yourself up to seated, just move really slowly, nice and slowly. Coming to seated, eyes can stay closed, palms down on the knees, you can rest in your lap. Soften your shoulders, and as we inhale now, taking a nice big breath in, sweeping your arms out wide, filling up the lungs, breathing in, sweeping everything in, arms reach up overhead, palms touch. Exhale through the mouth, hands move down through center, slowly, slowly. Thumbs resting in the middle of the chest. And taking a moment to come back to the reason, your purpose for practicing yoga today, whatever that may be. And with that, we honour our practice and each other and say namaste. Thank you guys. Namaste. It's so lovely practicing with you this evening. If anyone has any questions, get in touch. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Namaste. Thank you.